I can't survive. Oh, were you able to get in touch with the juror?
Lupe and Caroline ended up calling them. I think they were able to reach everybody except for one person. And then when I got here, there's only one juror here already. And I get here pretty early. I was here at 7:15 and he was already here.
Oh. The 186 only have one clerk and three. All right, everyone. Good morning. They tell me today is Thursday, which means tomorrow is Friday. So this is sort of like pre-Friday. So let's not turn it into a Monday. I'm going to call the docket. If you're here, you need to let me know you're here. If you don't answer up, I'm going to assume you're not here and a warrant may be issued for your arrest. And everybody who's on the front row, the people who sit on that front row are people who are late for court. Raul Caceres. Raul Caceres. Jesse Inaho.
Present with counsel.
Thank you. Did I say your last name correctly? Inoho. Thank you. Carlos Landon. Carlos Landon. Joe McCormick. Thank you. Troy Lee. Troy Lee. Thomas Henson. Ryan Halton.
Your Honor, he's present with counsel. You appointed an immigration attorney. He has consulted with her and still needs to consult further, so he has to reset.
Just a moment. Marvin Smith. Jules Alonso. Jules Alonso. Megan McCloskey. Megan McCloskey. Chelsea Warren. Chelsea Warren. Justin Christie. Latrice Jackson.
I'm here on her behalf, Your Honor. I believe she's running late.
Do you know she's running late or you just believe she's running late?
No, I mean, there's a family member here that told me that.
All right, thank you.
I haven't checked.
All right, thank you. And are you hired on her case? Because I have Elizabeth Settle as our attorney.
Sorry?
I have Elizabeth Settle listed as her attorney. Are you hired?
No, I was appointed. I have the appointment with me.
All right, we'll see what's going on. Thank you. Mike Perez. Thank you. John Perez. Sean Castaneda.
Wow.
Robert Andrade. Latasha Jenkins.
Oh, I'm sorry, George, that's the one that I was talking about.
All right, thank you.
The same letters.
I will give him a pass on that one. Mario Guerra.
Oh, Judge, that's just a motions hearing this morning. I didn't know he needed to be present, so
All
I
right.
did not notify him.
No, that's fine,
Okay.
because I see it's just for discovery.
Yes.
All right. And Jose Parada is for trial. Is there anyone here whose name was not called or you came in late? Yes, what is your name? I'm sorry, what? Mr. Lee, why were you late? All right, don't be late again, you understand? All right, anyone else? All right, the persons who are in custody are Domingo Flores, Rogelio Sanchez, Terrence Reed. Thank you. Cruz Rivas, Mike Perez, Kevin Luna. Thank you. Hannah Smith, Chance Stelzig, Abby Marino, Fabian Vega. All right, so these are the rules of the court. I try to keep the courtroom as least congested as possible and not have people congregate. So the way the courtroom is run here, the state have their files. Just pull your file, place it on the state's desk. The state will call you in the order in which you'll appear. Before you approach the court for a reset or for anything else, what you need to do is you need to make sure you confer with the state, received an offer, and confer with your client. Then just approach, ask the clerk for the file, have a seat, and I will call you in order in which you appear. Does everyone understand? All right, I saw people walking in late. Who is that? If you're on the docket and you walked in late, you need to get on the first row. All right, everyone, please confer and make today a great pre-Friday.
Okay, I'll check back later then. Thank you. Okay. I'm just gonna see. Sure, second. There you go.
Can you get the file on Evan Luna?
Yeah, there's some file.
Okay. So I know we've got one new integration. Oh. Thank you.
All right, is Mr. Lunan out here?
Yeah, we're gonna bring him out. It's a capital case. Our experts are still working on it.
Did she put your?
Okay, you need to make sure your client is out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wanted to let you know before.
Okay, thank you. So everyone, I'm trying to keep the center of the courtroom as least congested as possible. So just grab your file, put it on the prosecutor's desk. I promise you, they are going to go in order in which they received your file. Yeah, we're gonna make it happen. They're gonna make it happen, but just, everybody, keep it as least congested as possible. Just a moment.
Kind of file, Mr. Ramos, please.
What is your case?
It's an ADMAG case, Judge. You've asked us to be here and we're here. The state tells me they're unable to give me an offer.
I don't see his, is it Sean Castaneda?
That's my client.
All right. All right, state. On Sean Castaneda,
Yes, sir.
are we here because there were previous issues, but have you been able to review this case?
I have not, Your Honor. This is the first time that I'm seeing this case. I'm not aware of what exactly issues we're talking about.
Okay,
If I may just, it was my fault. I didn't show up. My client showed up. It was my fault for not being here. And
Sean
because-
Castaneda,
Sorry?
where's your client?
He's sitting right there. in
Come
front of me.
forward. If y'all could spread a little
Oh,
bit.
sorry.
All right, good morning. So you have your attorney's information and how to get in touch with him?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So state, when will you have a chance to look at this? I know this case was brought back because the court had concern whether or not he would be able to get in touch with his attorney.
I can, take his name, currently hasn't. I'm going to take a look, see if there's something.
Okay, so Ms. Ferguson, on this case, defense, if you want it brought back before it's been indicted, then you need to let the court know and we'll put it on the docket. All right, Mr. Castellano, do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, and so you're able to get in touch with your attorney? Okay, all right, thank you. You're excused. If your bondsman wants to know if you appeared or not, and there's some question about that, they can either call your attorney or call the court and we'll let them know you showed.
Yes, sir. When's my next court date?
Your next court date will either be when your case is indicted or if your attorney wants something placed on the docket. So your attorney can set at any time your case on the docket. All right, thank you.
Thank you, John.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks, Judge.
Thanks for being on time and dressed appropriately for court. I appreciate it. Thank you, you too. Who's on Ryan Halton?
Anton Hayek is. Mr.
Ryan
Hawkins here.
Halton? You need to come forward. All right, Mr. Houghton. What is happening with this case, Mr. Hayek?
He is talking to the appointed immigration attorney and says he needs more time to continue to confer with him.
Who is the immigration attorney?
I have Teresa Danla.
So that means that you haven't spoken to her if you don't. Okay, have you spoken with her? Okay, just a second. Daniel, you can have a seat. This is about immigration, so nothing's going to happen today. So when is your next meeting with her?
She said she was gonna give me a check, another back. She's gonna look into that. She's gonna call back. That I should just look out for.
Okay, all right, Ms. Ferguson on, and where are you from, by the way? Oh, okay. I have a friend from Jamaica. I'm not detecting the accent.
I want my cousin. Go back, but not over.
Okay, now I hear the accent.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I understand what you said because of my friend. All right, Ms. Ferguson, we're going to recall this in 30 days. Make sure you have a chance to speak with your immigration attorney and then we'll see where we are.
Thank you so much, Sharon.
All right.
May I be excused?
Just one moment. Have you received an offer from the state or no?
I believe we have.
Okay, and do you have all the discovery?
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
We just need to figure out if we can go forward or not. I apologize for leaving my coat in another piece.
no problem. Well, you're still wearing a tie and a shirt, so I appreciate it. All right, so we're going to come back on October 20th. Make sure you've spoken to the immigration attorney. All right, thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome. Just get a reset form for Ms. Ferguson.
Okay. So, go ahead, cut it. Sorry. Jesus. My first day, getting myself active with my ears.
All right, who's here on Troy Lee?
I am your honor.
Yes, Mr. Lee, come forward. All right, so where are we on these medical records? The last time we were here, it's for medical records needed for mental health court.
He has completed his visit with the psychiatrist. We've submitted all the medical records. It's just waiting staffing with the health court staff. They do the staffings every Wednesday. I mentioned it to them yesterday and they said they would try to get him the next Wednesday. So,
All right.
once it's staffed, they'll give us a final answer. So,
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a reset date for Mr. Lee for 3 weeks, please. All right, we're going to come back on October 13th, so just get a reset form for Ms. Ferguson.
thank you.
You're welcome.
May we be excused? Once
Yes.
we're done.
Sir.
I'm gonna move this chair from here.
If you're late for court, you need to sit on the first row.
Oh, yeah. They got you going into that house.
Let me see. I'm gonna. Up to you. I'm running around. So you want to file? What they're gonna do, they're gonna make this an offer.
Going on back there, I can work on.
Oh, sure. Yes.
You should see the 1,500 piece I just finished.
Oh, yeah. Which one? What it was it?
Little Princesses.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
Thing was, so they finished it all, and I put one extra piece on there from another puzzle just to confuse me when she got there.
Oh, but that is so sad when you have the extra piece, because there is somebody out there who's put it together and they don't have the piece.
If you comes home with a used puzzle, I'm like, why do you do that to us?
Oh,
But I had Benji tell her, it's like, we left the last piece for you, so she spent about 5 minutes just looking.
well, Brenna got me a Seinfeld puzzle. That's Festivus, because she knows I love Festivus. Yeah. So we're going to be working on that. And then my mom, I got her selection, and it's the seasons.
Mhm.
So we did one that was spring. Yes. So fall one. Yes. Well, here's the thing. No, it's not. I don't have fall. So you gave me, I think, spring and summer. So we're looking for fall. So my mom has spring, summer, winter, but we're looking for fall. And winter, she's dressed, of course, for the winter. And in the background, there are little vignettes of winter scenes, like Santa in one section, there's a train going around. So it's going to be very difficult. But when we finish it, it's going to be like, oh. And you know who tried to touch it? Yeah. She was like, hey, what's this? Yes. Yeah, yeah. So we're working it, but there is one I didn't get her. It's the Tower of Babel. Because that's just for people who you don't like,
Yeah.
because it's 5,000 pieces. And all of the colors are shades of brown. And the sky is even a shade of, it's a hazy brownish gray.
Mhm.
So I knew that was just gonna be,
Melly's sister got her one of the big puzzle boards
Mhm.
with the bell. It's really, it looks like a pool table.
Yes.
Tiny people. And I had it in the room, in the bedroom. And she decides to start to hide the puzzle history while we're in there. And she's like, we could just carry it out to the living room. I pick it up and I try to walk it through the door. I was like, no, you can't.
and you can't,
It's like, so we're handcuffed to this thing for 2 months.
and you can't move it because you've already started it. So it's like, but there is one, and I'm gonna tell my mom to box it up and give it to you. There is one puzzle that she has not been able to finish. It's the Moscow scene with the buildings, but the sky, it's at night. So the sky part is shades of black, navy, and deep, deep blue. And you have to look at it from an angle, but you still can't see it.
That's like if you give me a picture of a lot of snow. It's just, it gets me mad.
Yeah. Yeah. So now I know what to give you for Christmas. I'll give it to Benji.
Just big, well, he tried.
Yeah.
But the best thing when your mom gives that one puzzle that was separated into multiple bags.
Yes.
It makes the world so much easier.
Oh, it does.
Melly almost put them all in at once.
Yeah.
So,
So do you glue it down afterwards?
no. And the weirdest thing is that she finishes it, she can't give it away, she can't sell it for some reason, she just can't bring herself to do it. So you got this boxes of puzzles that are broken down. And so-
Oh, so you know what you should do? All right, you get a picture frame, slide underneath it a little board backing, get the glue. I think Ravensburger has glue. That's the best one.
Oh, yeah, that's the best.
And glue it, put it in a frame. People will think it's a painting until they get up close. They're like, wow.
That's our favorite type of Yankee twice since it's for their decoration.
Yeah.
Or a couple.
Yeah.
Like, that the Raiders, Melly, is it? I'm like, it's not.
It's not,
So,
but there are a couple.
there's some good ones every now and then. but
Yes.
it's a Raiders.
Yeah, you're good.
That- I just. Somebody needs to. Oh, okay. Yeah. They take it from
Your Honor, my name is both, when Marcus come in.
We have to,
Okay.
yes. So don't approach here, you approach there.
Yeah, it's,
Okay, so you need to pass it to the clerk,
I'll be right back. I'm gonna wait for Marcus.
and there's a line back there.
Yeah, that's. Morning, Judge.
Good morning. Jules Alonso. Jules Alonso. Your client's not here.
Yes, Judge.
All right, could I have a prosecutor, please? Court is calling 2022 CR 7775, 2022 CR 776, State of Texas versus Jules Alonso. Can I have parties announced for the state?
Daniel Escobar, State of Texas.
For the defense?
Ray Lopez present.
All right, this hearing is called at 9:31, I'm sorry, at 9 a.m. It is now 9:31 a.m. Jules Alonso is not present in the court. Defense, have you had contact with your client?
I have not, Judge. I've had contact with family members. Previously, I contacted them earlier this week to inform them to see if I could relay the message for Ms. Alonso to be present. But those numbers appear to not be working.
All right, Deputy Laura, is there Jules Alonso outside the courtroom?
So you're on there.
All right, state.
Your Honor, the state removed for the defense bond.
All right, that'll be granted. Your client will be remanded without bond. If you make contact with your client and your client presents himself, the court will reconsider.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. That's Sophia. Kevin Luna,
Like him to come out?
yes.
Not Kevin.
All right. Where are you on discovery with this?
I think we're still waiting on a couple of videos from the state. I think we may have the written discovery that we have. Not aware if we're missing any forensics at this point in time. As far as on the defense side, we're still doing what we need to with our experts and people that we've got on the case. So it's still a little premature for the state and the defense to get together to talk about outcomes yet.
All right, and how old is he?
18.
Okay. All right. State, do you know anything about the videos?
No, I don't, Your Honor, but I know, I'll make sure to look into it 30%.
All right. All right, Ms. Ferguson, I want to reset date on this for 3 weeks so we can see where the videos are. And if you have all the discovery at that time, I don't expect an acknowledgement of discovery.
Sounds good, Judge.
All right, we're going to come back on October 10th for discovery. And do you know which videos?
It says, I think at least one surveillance video. I believe that we've got numerous body cams, dash cams, but I think that the detective may be in possession of some surveillance videos that we need to see.
All right, and so the videos are just surveillance videos, maybe. All right, just get a reset form from Ms. Ferguson.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Yes. Deputy Laura, Mr. Luna is done. Fabian Vega. Morning.
Judge, I've consulted with Daniel, and it's really Marcus's case principally.
Mhm.
And as you can tell, he's not in the courtroom right now. So he did say he would get back to me. I think he had some issues that he needed to wrap up. I didn't think he was entirely ready.
Well, no, I mean, you are scheduled for jury trial, so there's nothing to really wrap up because,
Well, I'm just conveying what.
yeah,
Marcus
no,
told
I
me.
understand.
Yeah, and so on our side, we're fine, except that we have some witnesses that were very compliant in the beginning, and now we can't reach them, so we might have to talk about a writ of attachment at some point. If it comes, when the time comes.
All right, so we need to do that sooner rather than later.
Yes.
Ms. Ferguson, I need the next available trial date for Mr. Vega. And that needs to be before the new year. Mr. Vega, we're going to do our best to get you your jury trial as soon as possible.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll do it.
We just, we want to make sure. part of this one.
Just curious, Judge. What's happening on there?
Yes, it is. And you know why that is there? Because it gets super hot in this courtroom.
Okay.
And the powers that be thought that the women in the courtroom didn't know that it was hot in the courtroom. So they wanted proof that the temperature is exactly as we say it is. So that's why it's there.
I'm sorry for laughing.
No, no.
Pretty.
And guess what? The temperature still has not been fixed in this
Oh
courtroom.
my God, really?
No, it hasn't.
The county, that's the county for you.
Mhm.
Our taxpayers' money going to.
The bottom one's the temperature, the top one is the humidity.
And that's the other thing I was wondering, what is it, Celsius?
Yes.
Okay.
On October 25th.
All right, you're going to trial on October 25th.
Very good, Judge. Thank you very much. Maybe
All right.
it's-
And here's the thing about that October 25th date.
That's,
Well, no, why is
it's a Tuesday.
Tuesday as opposed to Monday? Set it on a Monday because I need to make sure.
On that Monday,
Yes,
so it will be the 24th.
yes. So it's going to be October 24th.
Okay.
And whatever issues you're having with witnesses, that needs to be resolved before that date.
Yes, Judge, I'll get you the rates as soon as possible.
So Norma, his trial date, we're going to put you down for October 24th, but jury selection is probably going to take place on October 25th.
Okay.
But I want them to come back also on October 10th
Okay.
to settle his witness issues, if there are still witnesses issue.
October 10th.
No, that's fine. I want them, because we'll start testimony at like 9:15 or so,
You're 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock,
Yeah, right,
exactly.
Exactly.
So that way, if you have any issues with witnesses that need to be attached, then the court will hear it at that time.
Thank you.
But your trial date is actually going to come in on the 24th. Your jury trial will actually start on the 25th. All right, so, but you're going to be back on October 10th to see if there are any issues with your witnesses.
Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome.
Okay. Thank you.
Just have a seat. I'm calling people in order in which they'll appear. All right, who's here? Mario Guerra? Yes. Yes. Thanks for asking.
Sure. Well, you have a,
Yes.
that's what prompted that. So the top one, I just need a signature, but the second one is what we're here about today.
Okay, sure. And Mr. Guerra?
He isn't here. It's
just on
discovery.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Judge. I appreciate that.
All right. Defense, have you received the request for discovery? Yes. And are you in agreement with this or no?
So, like, we've talked off of the record about this.
Extensively.
The problem is a lot of the social media and visual evidence contains what I believe to be child pornography. And so Miss Description is going to make an appointment for her and her consulting expert to come in and review those. I can't provide them to her because of the nature of it.
All right, so let's do this. If there's something on here that you all are not in agreement with, then we're gonna have to have your client here so we can put it on the record.
And actually, Judge, I can go through all of these and tell you what's going to happen from our conferring, if that's okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so with the raw data,
So with raw data, we're going to make an appointment and review that evidence with the expert. And if there is something additional that he believes we need, we're going to discuss that with Mike.
okay.
The,
Oh, just one second.
I'm sorry.
So you're making an appointment with the expert for them to review the data?
The expert and I will come down and review the data with Michael because or with his advocate, because they can't release it.
Okay,
They're concerned about releasing it. And we understand that.
all right. And then the school records?
Well, you're gonna request those.
And you have no objection to turning those over to the defense? All right, and then the social media records?
We're going to make an appointment.
All right, and then social media records with the son of the defendant.
We're going to make an appointment.
medical records.
I'm gonna request those records.
And you have no objection to providing that to the defense?
At this time, Judge, no, I mean, upon review it, if there's something that's objectionable, I'll let Ms. Christian know, and if we need to have a hearing from this point, we will, but at this point, I don't anticipate there being anything that saves on road.
All right, and images from the complainant's son?
We're making an appointment.
All right, and number G?
More medical records.
We'll request it, Judge. Yeah, same as the previous. If there's anything that we can not discoverable, I'll let Ms. Christian know. This is the point I anticipate I'll be turning over the entirety of the record.
Judge, the only other issue that I have is this is on the court's trial docket on Monday,
Mhm.
this case. I don't know if the court would like me to file a formal motion for continuance based on today's discovery discussion, or if the court just wants to reset it on its own motion. I leave that up to the court.
All right, let's do this. Let's still keep it on Monday.
Okay.
Of course, I won't push anyone to trial if you don't have this data, but I just want it to remain on Monday's docket so we can see where we are.
Absolutely, that's fine.
All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Excuse me,
Yes, you may.
Judge.
I love your pen, by the way.
Thank you very much.
All right, who's here on John Cuellar?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Hi, what is happening with
This
this?
is a pre-indictment case. He was arrested on November 13th, 2021 for an alleged assault choking that occurred on November 13th.
Is he here?
No, he's in custody.
All right, so your client needs to be here if you're asking for, are you asking for the court to recall this?
No, to set a bond.
All right, then this needs to be sent to Judge Carruthers Court if you want a bond set.
PIC. Up here, down here. And then, like the no contact is down here.
Yeah, I write it down there.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And then classes, you just fill it in. Like
other.
other.
All right, thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay, so
Mike Pettis.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, you can come forward.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are
Good
you?
morning, how are you doing?
Fine, Judge.
Hello, Mr. Pettis.
morning, ma'am.
So where are we on this case?
This is our first setting in this court. I was just told by, it's got 2 pending aggravated robbery cases.
Okay.
We're also setting this court. Orlando Castellon is the attorney on those cases.
Have those cases been indicted? Do you know?
Not yet. They're waiting indictment.
Okay,
I need a reset, judge, so this we can resolve all the cases. At the same time, when Mr. Castellon, you can take this case, judge. I'm appointed on this case.
okay, I'm trying to find your client on the docket, just a second. Brenda, do you see Mike Pettis? All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Ferguson, Mr. Pettis, can I have a 60-day reset, please?
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
May we be excused?
Well, you haven't got a date.
That's fine.
All right, Mr. Pettis, you're going to come back on November 10th. The reason why I'm giving you this amount of time for a reset form is because the court has been informed that you have 2 aggravated robberies pending. And of course, those aggravated robbery cases are first-degree felonies, and this is a state jail felony. So by that point in time, we'll see what's happening with those other cases. And who's the attorney on that?
Orlando Castañón, Judge.
Ms. Ferguson, the next time that this case is set, if those 2 cases are not indicted, Orlando Castañón needs to be here. All right, is there anything else?
That is all, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your
You
Honor.
have any questions, Mr. Pettis?
No, ma'am. I mean, as far as a bond reduction, how would I go about getting a bond?
Your attorney will have to do that.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll be right back.
All right, thank you. Mr. Leal?
Morning, Your Honor.
All right, I have your motion. The appointment of a second chair cannot be an ex parte motion because at some point in time, the state is going to know who the other counsel is, and they need to know who the other counsel is. The counsel you selected is not on the first degree list, and this is a first degree felony.
He's qualified, George. He's been practicing longer than I have. And the reason he's not, because he chooses not to get regular appointments on that list. That's the reason.
Here's the thing. According to the will, he's not on the first degree list. So I cannot appoint someone on a first degree felony case if they're not on the first degree list. I do realize that some people choose not to be on that list, and that's fine. But they're not allowed to be appointed on a first degree felony case if they're not on the first degree felony will.
I take full responsibility for him, George.
Yeah, thank you. So if you would like him to sit with you without being appointed, of course, he's more than welcome to.
He's my psychic.
Hey, I know. You know, there are a lot.
We did a capital murder together, George,
Mhm.
in Case County.
Mhm.
Together, not guilty.
Yeah.
So-
But you know what? I will tell you this. Sometimes Batman went out on missions without Robin. Now, should he have done that? Who knows? But in the end, it turned out all right. And then Superman flies along.
Yes, but Superman had the benefit of psychologically having the support of Robin nonetheless.
Superman didn't play with Robin. Okay.
Never mind.
So it would have to be someone else. So I'm not allowed to do that.
All right.
All right. So has an offer been tendered to you?
In that particular case, I don't recall, it wasn't set for today, George, so I'm not.
It was actually set on September 14th.
Right, but I didn't think we were gonna be discussing anything related to that today. I wasn't aware of it until this morning.
Yeah, there needs to be an offer tender. So who are you conferring with? And is Letitia Jenkins on the docket today?
Yes, she is. In fact, she was yesterday here, George. I couldn't make it yesterday, and she's here. And
And late.
she
I-
needed to.
Miss Jenkins, can you come forward?
I believe she had problems getting a taxi on time to come here.
Hello, Miss Jenkins, you can't be late for court again, you understand?
Waiting on a cab. I called down here anytime. I said, "Let you guys know that I'm
Yeah. All right, I'll tell you, I do appreciate your calling to let us know you're going to be late, okay? All right, so we're going to reset this in 2 weeks. You need to confer with the state and get an offer. Do you understand?
Yes,
All right. Ms. Ferguson, I need a 2-week reset on Latasha Jenkins. I'm sorry, when? All right, so we're gonna come back on October 6th. And the state is gonna give you an offer.
With all due respect, can we set it for October 7th?
Why?
Because I have a conflict with, in Gillespie on a case, on a felony case, and also in Hayes County.
All right, we'll see you on October 7th.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Who's here on? Oh, I've already done this. That's mine. Who's here on Corwin Campbell? Corwin Campbell.
I'm back.
Yes. Is this on the docket today?
No, it is not.
Is your client here?
No, he's under house arrest.
All right, so then he needs to be here if you're asking for, because you're here for a motion to amend bond conditions. He needs to be present.
Okay, well, I formally said it. I work with Withdrawal to get him.
All right, thank you. All right, Megan McCloskey.
That's fine.
Yes. Ms. McCloskey, come forward. Oh, and you're on this side. And can I have someone from the state? Court is calling 2022 CR 7777A. All right, I'm gonna need y'all to whisper in the box. State of Texas versus Megan McCloskey. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Daniel S. Clark, for the state of Texas.
for the defense?
John Fox for defense. Your Honor.
And are you Ms. McCloskey?
Yes, Judge.
All right, your attorney has filed a motion to withdraw. Were you aware of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any objections to that?
No, ma'am.
All right, state, do you have any objections to the motion to withdraw?
No.
All right, then the motion to withdraw will be granted. Ms. McCloskey, do you need a court-appointed attorney?
Yes, please.
All right, if you'll just have a seat, we'll make sure that we get an attorney for you, okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, you're welcome. And why were you late?
I got lost. I didn't know those fancy little computers on the wall told me to go, so.
All right, make sure you're not late again, okay? And thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you. All right, Ms. Ferguson. I need an attorney appointed, and this is a first-degree felony. See if there's someone in this courtroom, because I want to be able for her to be able to meet her attorney today. Who's here for Cruz Rivas?
It's me, Your Honor.
And where is Mr. Rivas? I'm sorry, Mr. Rivas.
He's in the box.
All right, Mr. Rivas, come forward. All right, what's happening with this case?
Judge, I just found out today from the state that apparently last year, Mr. Rivas was found incompetent on a case, so I need to follow up on that and find out what's going on.
All right, just one moment. Caroline, do you have the arson case? Because he has an arson case pending as well. Just a moment, wait till we get that case. And are you on the arson case as well?
I'm on the arson case. I'm not on the burglary case. I'm Richardson was on it, but I never got a formal appointment.
Okay, they have you listed as being on the
Then I'm
burglary.
Probably on.
Okay. Just one moment, we're gonna get the other file. Thank you. So are you gonna be filing a motion for competency?
I need to find out exactly what happened in the case that he was found incompetent because it was dismissed. This is the first knowledge to me. Talking to Mr. Rivas, he doesn't seem to recall anything about it. So I need to look and see if there's a report on him from, the competency evaluation, what's that all about, and sit down and talk to him about it. Because all he remembers is they asked him some questions and he answered them all right is the response I get from him.
Okay. All right, just one second. I'm gonna see what's in the other file. Oh, you can have a seat if you're conferring. Thank you. All right, Ms. Ferguson, on this case, if I can have a 30-day reset, and at that time, that will give you time to discover about the
Yeah,
competency
I'd like
issues.
to look at, the previous file on the case.
And if he needs a competency evaluation, you need to have it filed by then.
All right, I will.
All right, we're gonna come back on October 20th. Do you have any questions, Mr. Rivas?
No. And I'll do your motion for now. All right.
Yeah. Could it be sooner? I wouldn't like to be in.
No, here's the thing, the October 20th date is a date that I'm putting it on the calendar. If your attorney wishes for it to come back sooner, then all your attorney has to do is let the court coordinator know. And we'll place it on the docket. But here's the thing. On the first thing you charge with the arson, that's a first-degree felony. The burglary of the building is a state jail felony. Your attorney needs to have discovery for all of that.
Burglary, I can take anything.
No. Here's the thing. I don't want to talk to you about the facts of your case. I'm just telling you the way the process works. So the way the process works is your attorney needs to get all of the discovery, everything that the state has. Because I'm sure you don't want your attorney going to trial without having seen anything. And I know you don't want to go to trial without seeing anything. Now, when your attorney comes back in 30 days, if you want a jury trial, quick, fast, in a hurry, we will give you one. I could give you a jury trial today if you want to, but I don't think you want to because your attorney doesn't have all the information he needs to proceed.
I think my works, so, I mean, it is what it is, it's the truth. If I swear, the Bible or whatever, I can swear that I said the truth. I didn't steal anything from that place.
No, here's the thing.
I didn't do any.
Here's the thing. Burglary of the building is a state jail felony. The range of punishment for that is up to 2 years in the state jail facility. The arson case you're charged with, the range of punishment for that is up to life in prison. So I think your attorney would like to have an opportunity to review what the state has. Okay. All right. So we're going to come back on October 20th. If there is an evaluation that needs to be filed, have it before then. If you want it brought back sooner than that for jury trial, just let us know and we'll make that happen.
Please take care of that. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Hi, Ms. Ferguson, do you have an attorney for Ms. McCloskey? Chance steals it.
Do you want a chance to come up with?
Yes.
I just didn't want to bosh your.
Yeah, no. All right, we're here for discovery compliance. Where are we?
I believe the state has given us almost everything we've asked for. I may have to file a specific motion, but we are ready for trial. We'd like to go to impact. We'd like to get this tried as quickly as possible. This was transferred to your court. My client's been in jail awaiting trial for 30 months, I believe, and there will be no plea.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a jury trial set, please? On Mr. Stelzick? And why was this case transferred?
Judge Payne represented a witness in the case in the past, and so she refused. It was discovered kind of late in the game.
All right. So 30 months in and it gets transferred here. We would give you a trial as quickly as possible.
And we came in yesterday and conferred with Mr. Groom on the case. So,
But I will tell you that we have other cases, murder cases that are ahead of yours. So we're going to get you in as quickly as possible. And I'm going to need a discovery acknowledgement signed before you all leave today. You're welcome.
Like we said, Judge, we're happy to go to impact too, because I'm going to help alleviate some of the pressure.
Whatever's.
All right, awesome. And has an offer been tendered? Because I do require offers to be tendered.
We've been instructed not to accept any offers.
Well, no, I understand. And Mr. Stilsack, the court understands, but these are the rules in this court. I require the state to tender an offer. Whether you accept it or not is completely up to you.
Okay.
At one point, somebody, an attorney said, we're not accepting anything. I'm like, so you want to accept a Class C? And they're like, well, so you never know what the offer may
If we
be.
were to get a Class C on this particular case, Judge, we might entertain. I'm not sure what the C would be, but.
Yeah. So I'm going to have you get an offer from the state. Just so an offer has been tendered. Because once I set things for jury trial dates, that's it. There's no plea unless there's good cause for me to consider a plea. Otherwise, you'll have to plea open to the court. All right.
You still want a trial date?
Yes. I'm going to want a trial date.
No, she never did. No, she never did.
I can do the November 29th date.
November 29th. All right, November 29th is going to be your jury trial date and your plea deadline date. After that date, the court will not accept any further pleas. And November 29th is jury selection, correct? Is that jury selection date?
Yeah, that was the jury selection date.
Okay, all right, we will see you all then, but do not leave without following the acknowledgement.
Okay.
Can you mute us, please? So your jury trial date and plea deadline date is going to be November 29th. So if you decide to enter plea, you can enter it on that day. After that date, the court is not going to accept any pleas. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. So just get your discovery and then we'll go from there.
Thanks, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Mr. Porter?
Sure. Still waiting on Mr. Brewer.
Oh, thank you. And if you can give that to Ms. Ferguson, you're going to be a Ms. McCloskey. It is a it's possession with intent to deliver over 400 grams. So are you available?
Just waiting on groomers.
Okay. Ms. McCloskey, can you come forward, please? All right, Mr. Porter has been appointed to represent you. Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset? All right, and Mr. Porter, I've noted in the docketing sheet that you were appointed today.
Thank you, Judge.
So Ms. McCloskey, your attorney is probably going to want to speak to you briefly, but your next court date is going to be October 20th, and Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form. And make sure you're on time, okay?
Yes, ma'am, over here.
All right, you're welcome. All right, here's here on Jesse Inaho.
Christian Vega for the defense, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. So where are we on discovery?
We have discovery. I need to speak to Mr. Wright and attorney records and see if he wants to follow motions for additional discovery. But we just got our first offer from the state, so we're going to review it and get back to the state on that.
So state, do they have all the discovery?
I believe so, Judge. We have even last setting, we turned over a physical copy of the CPS records. And so I have acknowledgement in the state's file that they've received that disc as
All
well.
right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a plea deadline date for 30 days on Mr. Inaho? All right, so October 20th is going to be your plea deadline date. At that time, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer. If you choose not to accept the state offers, then it will be for jury trial, and the court will not consider any plea bargain agreements without good cause. Otherwise, you'll have to plea open to the court if you decide to plead. Do you understand? All right, thank you. Thanks for addressing appropriately for court. Ms. Ferguson will give you your reset form. Thank you. Robert Andrade. Oh, you have something for me? Thank you.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You spoiled me and now you're changing up on me.
Have a few hours.
And is this on the docket today?
None of them are.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, who's on Andrade?
Thanks.
All right, so this was set for jury trial, but we're currently in jury trial. So Mr. Andrade, do you still wish for a jury trial? I'm sorry? All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a jury trial date on Mr. Andrade, please? And state, I don't have an acknowledgement of discovery. Are you all adopting the acknowledgement of discovery?
I can do a new one, Judge. There's been additional discovery. Just give me a second. I'll just check.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Andrade, did you reject the state's offer? The plea offer, did you reject it? All right. All right, so after today, the court is not, after today, the court is not going to entertain any plea bargain agreements unless it's for good cause or unless you decide to plea open to the court. You understand? So you will have your jury trial.
Judge, just to follow up on that issue, Judge, if the court will recall, this is a case of state dismissed and refiled.
Yes.
about 3 weeks ago. And so we haven't really gotten through the new discovery that was given to us yet, so that might be the good cause, if for some reason we find something there that is drastically different than what we've seen before.
All right, your jury trial, yeah. All right, your jury trial date is October 31st. And let me see. All right, so what I'll do, based upon what defense has told me, your plea deadline date and jury trial date will be October 31st. So if you do not enter a plea on that date, then you will be going to jury trial. You understand? All right, just get a reset form for Ms. Ferguson.
Well, I'm up here, if you don't mind. I filed a motion to modify bond conditions. I conferred with the state about it. He wants to go to a location that's close to a complainant in a case that's already closed. But unfortunately, that complainant is still on the no contact order in this case, even though she's not the complainant in this case.
Why is he going to, why does he want to go?
He has some storage there. He wants to just go retrieve his items, but it has nothing, he's not going to see the complainant in that case. It's already closed.
All right, he has,
By his GPS, because by getting too close to that location.
when you say he has storage, are you meaning at a storage building?
It's a storage behind somebody's house that he knows. Is that right? Yes, ma'am.
All right, so confer with the state and make arrangements for what time you're picking up the items and see if they can agree to that. If they do not, then the court will consider. All right, who's here on Marvin Smith?
I am, Judge.
Where's Mr. Smith? All right, what's happening with this case?
It's a first setting, Judge. Mr. Smith is a 10-year Marine reservist. I'm going to submit an application to see if the vet court would consider taking this case. So I'm going to start that process today or tomorrow. I did confer with the state. I mean, if that court will have him, I think it's best for him as well. So we're going to start that process so I can get a recent.
All right, so here's the thing. I'm giving you 60 days. And if Veterans Treatment Court hasn't done anything, what's going to end up happening is we're moving forward without Veterans Treatment Court. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 60-day reset? All right, so defense, whatever needs to be filed with Veterans Treatment Court needs to be done. I'm not going to give any further resets after that 60-day for Veterans Court for them to consider whether or not they're going to accept him. So by that date, they need to let me know if they're going to accept him or not.
That should be enough time.
All right, thank you. Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. I'm going to continue to say that so to become the norm.
I think the next case is mine too. Judge McCloskey, Warren. He's the co-defendant to McCloskey that you just appointed Mr. Porter on.
All right, Chelsea Warren. Why were you late?
Lost.
I'm sorry, what?
Trying to, find my name on the directory. I don't know the new technology. I apologize.
You don't know the new what?
The little board with how you find your courtroom. I didn't know where I was going.
Okay, why do you not know where your court is located? Is there a reason for that?
This
I
is
believe
the
the first time she's ever come to court.
All right, so now you know which court it is,
Yes.
correct? And you know where you need to be? Do not be late again. All right, and thanks for dressing appropriately for court. We're going to call you back on October 20th.
This same day as Ms. McCloskey.
Yes,
Thank you, Judge.
you're welcome. Get a reset form from Ms. Ferguson. All right, John Ray Pettis. Hello, hi. You guys switch. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
All right, it's always great to see you. Have you done any more adventures with scuba diving?
I have not scuba dived because of my husband. He did say something funny today, which is a kind of neat thing. But I said, no.
Okay,
We just, the prosecutor's thing that's gonna ask, is gonna talk to the complainant. And we're just asking for that.
okay, and then the evading arrest or detention. I see that's in County Court 12, so that's not gonna hold up the train in this case, right?
No, Your Honor, I believe those happen on different.
All right, and so on this one, you just need to speak with the complainant?
Your Honor, there was an extensive property that was taken from the location, so I just wanted to just speak to the complainant to get a better understanding. of what it's at.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on Mr. Perez? All right, so you're gonna come back on October 21st. All right, and Mr. Perez, if there are any drug or alcohol problems with you, you need to take care of that. You understand? Because let me tell you something. With regards to drugs, people put whatever they want to put in them so they can sell them to people and they can use them. So if you need to go to an NA meeting or an AA meeting, you need to do that. You understand? Don't use, go get treatment. Okay? All right, thank you. They're going to give you a reset form. And thank you for dressing appropriately for court. Abby Marino.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Ms. Moreno's in custody, Your Honor.
Well, she needs to be brought out.
I think that's a file.
All right, State, where's the file on Abby Moreno? Because we were here on August 11th. And she didn't show. So a BF was issued. Now we're back here. I'm sorry, and then it was recalled on September 12th. And then it was recalled for today because the defense attorney was out of town. So where's the file?
So I did ask our file clerk for this back. She was having trouble locating it. It was due to the fact that it was on docket. I believe it was on Monday. So
Yes.
that's correct. So she was having trouble finding that docket, but she is still looking.
All right, come back at 11 o'clock.
I'm available tomorrow, Your Honor.
Yeah, let's see if we can solve it today. You know, my mom always said, never put off for tomorrow what you can do today.
True.
There you go. All right, and Ms. Ferguson on Joy McCormick, defense needs to be here. Oh, could you mute us, please?
So I'm gonna tell you what funny
Hi.
Right.
All right, there's been an issue. Oh, you can come forward. Oh, not you. Hi,
Good morning.
good morning. There was an issue with the state's witness. So we're actually gonna start at 1:30.
1:30.
Yes. But thank you so much for coming. I'm sorry I didn't get the message to you.
No, that's fine, Judge. I could use the stairs, so I did my walk.
All right, awesome. Have a great one.
Great. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Rogelio Sanchez,
Yes, Judge.
in custody.
Yes.
Mr. Sanchez, come up. Let me just find him on our docket. All right. So where are we in this case?
Judge, I did talk to Attorney Liz Bridget. This is, I know we came back for a guest to get a decision on the case, Judge.
Mhm.
I'm going to ask the court, and Leo said that he was okay with it, just because he wants me to be thorough. I'm gonna ask for 2 more weeks, Judge. I've been told I can get the final decision within 2 weeks. I know it's been reset for this reason, but I'm just asking for 2 more weeks so I can make sure that I get upstairs in my office everything they need to make that, so the elected DA can make that decision.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. The state is asking for 2 weeks to make a determination on whether or not they're seeking the death penalty. I'm gonna give you 30 days. So, but I'm writing on the docketing sheet that 2 weeks was requested, but I'm giving you 30 days. So that should give everybody a chance to be very thorough. Do you understand,
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Sanchez? Okay,
And when we discuss it, Judge, my overall impression that we probably need 30 days, we give the cushion that we need to come up with the right, come up with the right decision. So that just shows how, in terms of the court, how perceptive the court is in terms of making those type of determinations.
I appreciate that. And you know what? We're gonna bring Miss Garza into the conversation because I see 3 males here, but there are only 2 women. Miss Garza, is there something you would like to say?
No, Judge, we don't have any opposition for the state
Okay.
getting that time.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on Mr. Sanchez?
Well, I can do October 17th.
All right, so we're gonna come back on October 17th and state, we're gonna need an answer by that time.
Understood, Judge. And I'll keep in communication with Ms. Garza and Mr. Cox during that time period also.
All right, and my other question is, where are we with regards to discovery?
It looks like we have everything, Judge. It's a lot.
Mhm.
It looks like we've had that discussion too this morning, so I think we're pretty good with that. We're just in the process of going through it.
But we gave them, Ms. Garza provided our office a thumb drive, and we put, I don't know how many gigabytes on there, but a lot of stuff, a lot of phone drives and stuff like that. I believe both sides are going through it. So it's a continuing process, and we'll make sure, but I think that as far as we know, they have everything, but we'll keep working on discovery as we go.
Okay, and also then on October 17th, I'm gonna want an acknowledgement of discovery if that's possible to be done.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, is there anything else from either side?
Nothing further.
All right, thank you, Mr. Sanchez. Mr. Cox? Mr. Cox,
Yes, ma'am.
what is going to happen with Florida?
Oh, we got Central Florida this year.
All right, you know, that's a 2-name.
Central Florida. It's just a warm up for Tennessee the following.
Okay. Miss
And after that, we're looking forward to other two.
Okay, well, are you really looking forward to us? Are you gonna prepare a meal for us?
Yes,
All right,
yes, yes.
all right, Miss Garza, who is your team?
My daughter's volleyball team,
Okay, that's good.
And UTSA.
she's a Cardinal, and my son's the Button Central Catholic.
Okay, see, they're gonna be doing great things this year. In education as well as in sports.
But if they try to play it, we'll play them hard.
You got, so,
We
so.
play any.
Anyone but Tom Brady. I'm not a
Yeah,
fan of Tom
well,
Brady.
well, let me just tell you, Cornelius has told me that if Florida has to pay, they're paying the Pee Wee League Pop Warner, middle school, they're gonna play you as though you're a college team. So no sympathy. So just remember that.
That play.
Candice, but have you awakened from your nightmare? Because it was a dream.
Was a dream. We stumbled last week. We'll be all right.
Yeah. Say hi to Ed on your way out, because he wants to talk to you.
No, I would talk to already. I just see that the luck of the Irish coach ran out on LSU.
Oh, see, I can't even believe you bringing that up.
You can't because Wisconsin wasn't any better.
No. Ms. Garza, did you need anything? I'm sorry.
I did.
Okay, all right, thank you. Ed Bartholomew, where's Miss Casares? I'm sorry, Mr. Casares.
President Judge.
Okay.
Not missed, Judge, it's missed.
Yeah, I saw it. I corrected it.
Don't worry, I have two similar things.
All right.
I don't think so.
All right, Norma, Mr. Sylvain is asking for a reset. And when do you want to recall that?
He's after if you can be on Zoom.
Well, he said, oh, he wants to be on Zoom today? Yeah, so we'll have to reschedule unless there's someone who can, unless there's an iPad or something available for him. Okay, let's see if he's available.
By the way, Judge, Notre Dame didn't do any better in the absence.
Hey, there you go.
Everybody was bad this week,
Okay.
underestimating their opponents.
Haha.
I know you were there. So do I. Hello.
Yeah, you did see it. All right. Pull it up.
No, I want to see. I want to see what they're looking for.
Did you, what kind of work on getting an expert?
Okay.
Here, I got it, Judge.
I just don't have to. I don't actually.
Let me see. Is it Nathan at News Legal?
Yeah.
Hello.
That's fine.
You welcome. Oh, do you need the link?
Yeah, we.
Okay. Let me get it to you.
Oh, she has it.
Oh, okay.
Judge, I entered
Mhm.
and I'm under the Flores, D Flores.
Okay, thank you. All right, you are in. Turn the video off. Mute. Okay, there.
They're like. I don't know. Yeah, like. This person. This person. And they say.
Yes. Do you have a file from the clerk? All right, do you have a file from the clerk? Yes, you'll need the file.
The other side. On top. Second chair.
Deputy Laura.
Yes.
Camera is off. It is. You don't understand.
I remember. Cool. Very cool. Is that a reset far from that?
Don't have a file. I don't, but I have a quick question.
Yes.
You probably won't need to follow this. Today was our plea deadline. We want to accept a plea. My client's not a citizen. Can we do all the paperwork today and then do the Padilla before we come back for sentencing, or do we have to have the Padilla before this? Okay, well, he wants to accept the plea, so we'll sign whatever you want us to sign.
Well, when is the signature of this time? An immigration attorney.
I can probably get that done. I refer him to Shannon Haas, who's very prompt, so probably in 2 weeks.
All right. Let me see the follow his.
It's on Carlos Landon, Landin. I apologize, I wasn't thinking.
Carlos Landon. Why were you late for court?
Always drop out from the other side of Dolorosa. And walk all the way around.
All right, here's the, you can't be late for court again, you understand?
It's been
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a reset date for 2 weeks for plea.
But to be clear, Judge, we are accepting the plea.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna come back on October 3rd. Counsel, you need to have him speak to the immigration.
I'll do that, Judge.
All right, we will see you back then.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Michael Taylor.
Yeah, it's off docket, Your Honor, so he's not present. This is their motions that I've spoken with the state, and they've agreed on these two.
All right, so with regards to motions to set funds,
Yes, sir.
we need to have a hearing, even if it's agreed to.
Okay.
The legislature, so, you're gonna have to actually set this for hearing. And, you're finding precedent.
He is in custody.
Right, so this is from Ms. Ferguson about setting it for hearing, and I will need to know your client's criminal history. I will need to know, whether or not he has failed to appear in other cases. First, let's do this. Even though I'm not granting a PR bond, the quickest way for me to get that information is a request for a PR bond. So Ms. Ferguson, can you do a request for for him to be evaluated for a PR bond? And then I'll have all that information.
Okay.
Then we can have a hearing and I'll make a decision on that. So I know I'm not granting a PR bond based upon the nature of the offer.
I understand.
All right, so if you'll speak to Ms. Ferguson, she will probably give you some idea of when the PR bond will be done.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, does the court want to hold on to these motions in the court's file, or would you like for me to hold on to them?
Either way, it's fine. If it's in the court file, then it will remain in the file. All right, Terrence Reed.
I didn't have to sit down, Judge.
All right, so on this one, he does have an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon that is fairly new.
He just
But
got
I'm-
it on that.
But I'm sure the concentration is on the murder case, is that correct?
It is correct, Judge.
Right, so, we were here in July, and it's recalled for September. I'm sure there's a reason why it did that big gap. For this.
Yeah, part of it was for discovery, Judge, and we had a bunch of stuff. We'll kind of put that, and Mr. Groom and I just talked in the hall. Some of that discovery came in, and part of it's my fault, because I didn't follow motion earlier, but I want some stuff that right.
Yeah,
Mr.
and
Groom
I
said that
told-
we could get it.
Correct, I told him he doesn't need to file a motion. There's some, the underlying data on the science stuff that I can get him hopefully in the next couple of weeks. I don't need him to file a motion. I'll reach out to them and get that.
And there's no need to fall on your sword. People only need to fall on their sword if we're scheduled for jury trial.
No, it's just, I've been swimming for this stuff, and I noticed it the other day in my notes, and I reached out to Mr. Groom about that.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you all a 30-day reset. So when you come back in that 30 days, I'm gonna need an acknowledgement of discovery.
Yeah.
And then after that, Mr. Reed, the state will tender an offer on that date as well. And then I'll give you another setting date, and that will be your plea deadline date for you to consider an offer, because I don't like people to get an offer on Monday and have to make a decision on Monday. Now, after that plea deadline date is given to you, if you don't accept the state's offer, then what will end up happening, or the state accept your counter offer if need be, what will end up happening is we'll set you for jury trial. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and so state, do they have the discovery on the aggravated assault as well?
Judge, I think it's out of the same, it's the same.
No.
You know what, to be honest,
there's
Judge, I don't know too much about it because it just came across. I've been obviously focused on the murder, but I'll double check on that and I'll touch base with Robert.
All right, and you're on both cases, so just make sure that the 30-day reset, the discovery is given to him on the aggravated assault with a deadly weapon as well. All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 30-day reset for discovery on Mr. Reed. All right, so we're gonna come back on October 21st. Again, on that day, I'll need an acknowledgement of discovery done.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Judge, will you send who's on there now?
Yes. All right, Mr. Slimane.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. I'm gonna open up the breakout rooms. And I'm gonna send you to a breakout room with your client. We've given him an iPad.
Excellent. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. I'm sending you to number 1.
Got it.
All right, I did.
Getting mixed up because, the other guy got shot murder, but the multi-county guy murder and ag assault was a murder one, and then this other ag assault, the other one, the other two. But it actually happened.
All right, who's here on Hannah Smith?
I am your mom.
Hello, and where is Miss Smith?
Ms. Smith is. in
All right,
the hall.
come forward, Miss Smith. All right, Ms. Guerrero, we appreciate you seeing you, but we always are like, where's Joseph Stateson?
Well, he's probably being held captive in some county court somewhere
Okay.
against his will.
All right, so we're here for discovery today. So where are we on the discovery?
I believe the state's given me everything that they have. I would imagine that if Mr. Groomer got anything else, he would let me know.
That's correct, Judge. I believe I think we're caught up on discovery, but if not, I'll keep working on it, but I don't think we have anything that we know of that's pending.
All right, are you able to provide an acknowledgement of discovery today?
Okay.
All right, so I'll need an acknowledgement of discovery today. Has an offer been tendered?
It has, Judge. I don't believe we're gonna be accepting that offer. But I do have an expert on this case and they're going to need a little bit of extra time because he's not local and I believe he wants to interview her as well.
All right, so what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna give you a plea deadline date. Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset for a plea deadline date? All right, so October 21st, Ms. Smith, is going to be your plea deadline date. What that means is that on that date, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer, or the state is accepting any counter offer that may be given. If you decide.
Is there any way I could do it on October 20th? The ad litem seminar for the children's court is on the 21st, and I don't want to miss that.
All right, we'll do you October 20th. Education is always great.
Well, that education is.
Yes. So we're going to set you on October 20th. That's your plea deadline date. If you choose not to enter a plea on that date, then the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements without good cause. If you do decide to plead, then you'll have to plead open to the court. Do you understand? All right, so plea deadline date is on October 20th. I need an acknowledgement of discovery before you leave today. All right, thank you. All right, Norma, we need the attorney for Thomas Henson. That's Robert Varela. We need Jose Rocha. All right, Matthew Finch. Have him come back. He's supposed to be back at 11. Yeah, he needs to be back here by 11. And we need Elizabeth Settle. And did we take care of Abby Marino?
She's out.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Okay, they're looking for the file. All right, so those are the items that we need. And Mr. Bartholomew, is he coming back? Okay.
Please report on his judge. It's gonna be a plan.
All right. Okay, thank you.
About to resolve my judges.
All right, thank you.
Do I just file it with the
Oh,
clerk?
yeah, just hand it to me and I'll take care of it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
Appreciate it. I would text you from Portugal, but. You know,
Um,
today,
okay, you need to send me photos though, because that is one place I haven't
I haven't
visited.
been there either. I was supposed to go in 2020 and then it got canceled.
You know, Richard has been, Richard tells me it's
Richard
beautiful.
goes everywhere though.
You know, right now he's on this journey where he's walking 11 miles a day.
Oh, the one in Spain,
Yes, where they have the shell.
Mhm.
Okay, and he told me, I didn't know. He said you're supposed to drink water from the shell, but he's like, that's too small. So he's filling up his water and drinking.
Wow,
But I've been following his travels.
he goes everywhere though.
He does.
And somebody hijacked my Facebook, so I haven't not been able to see like the good stuff.
Oh, his pictures are so beautiful.
Yeah, he took some really nice stuff when he went down to Antarctica.
Yes.
Not me. That's too rugged for
But
me.
I will, this is the funny thing about Antarctica, because he'll send postcards to my mom. So my mom got her postcard from Antarctica. But Richard's got lost. And it took a year for my mom to get that postcard.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that's too rough for me. I need like.
Well, he's on this journey that he's doing. They're staying at hostels in certain places. And he said there were 300 people in one room with these bunk beds. I don't know if I could do that.
I'm not down with any of that. That does not sound like.
I wanna
vacation.
Relax, you
I
know,
want the massage and I want the nice bed.
but be sure to take photos and show them, because what part of Portugal are you going to?
We're gonna start in Porto in the north. Then we're gonna come down and go through all the historical places. I want to go to see Our Lady of Fatima.
Oh, yes.
So I want to see that. I want to see the Bone Temple, and then I'm gonna come down through Lisbon and go down to Casais and Sintra, where they have all the castles.
unmuted. Thank you. You are on it, you know, like immediately. All right, Brenda, are you ready? Oh, thank you. I can't see over the screen. Hey, we should have you take it. Okay, we're gonna shock Brenda. We're gonna say, oh, I just did it with Heidi. And let's see what she says. So you still definitely want to do court reporting? Oh, that is awesome.
Oh, thank you so much about what's happening.
Oh, get out of the head, get out of the head. No. We're just waiting for
I know,
Mr. Moss. Okay.
I know, she's our trainee.
Yeah. But we're gonna tell Brenna that she did it. And see what Brenna says.
Well, Judge, who do you play this week?
Oh my gosh, we're playing Mississippi State. Okay, all right, Brenna, we did it without you.
Oh, okay.
So I hope that's okay.
Did Heidi get it?
She did, I mean, beautifully. All right, Mr. Semaine, did you have a chance to speak with your client?
I did, Judge. I would like to, I need to get a copy of the MTR and talk to probation very briefly, if I may. I don't know how to do that.
All right, probation, are you able to sign in to Zoom? I'll send you the link.
Okay.
Yeah, do you want headphones?
Add pirates, Judge.
Uh-huh. All right, so what I'm gonna do, Nathan, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 2,
Got it.
and probation will meet you there.
Perfect. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
So Pesian seems to have his game put together on it.
Oh, yeah. Say, who are you playing?
Wisconsin, nobody that counts.
Hey, you see, you know what? There you go.
Well, after I watched them last week, I don't
You
care who we
can't-
play. We have to improve our game
Yeah,
considerably.
you can't underestimate anybody.
That was Washington.
That's what Texas A&M did. They underestimated.
No question about it.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have from the week before.
Oh, you're using the iPad?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll send you the 2.
Best thing that Texas ever did was hire Patterson.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
It's the defensive. They were good. I mean, Alabama was definitely.
Yeah. Well, sometimes we overlook people. All right, court is calling 2019 CR 8219, State of Texas versus Raul Casares. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
With Bartolome on behalf. Mr. Casares, present, Your Honor.
All right.
Ready.
Why? And are you Raul Casares?
Yes, ma'am.
Why were you late?
The bus schedule.
All right, I used to ride the bus. I understand about the bus schedule. So here's the thing about the bus schedule. You should always take an area bus because you never know what's going to happen.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Raul Casares who's placed on deferred adjudication and cause number 2019 CR 8219 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance? Penalty group 1 gram to 4 grams on January 24, 2020 for a period of 2 years. Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 22 on or about the 14th day of October 2021 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant Raul Casares, who then and there failed to complete 80 hours of community service restitution in violation of condition number 22.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True. violate petition number 29 on or about the 14th day of October 2021 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant, Raul Bexar, has been in there failed to complete a GED/vocational program in violation of petition number 29.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
What is that?
Completing your GED, your education.
Oh, I didn't complete it.
Okay, so is that true?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And then the state waives all other violations.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No objections, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violations 22 and 29, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead to the violations of 22 and 29?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violations of 22 and 29 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Your Honor. So the agreement is to alter an amendment to extend the defendant for a year. It's about a year and 8 months. The idea is to extend for a year from today. He expired on January 23rd, 22. Be about 8 months and a year.
Okay.
For the defendant to forfeit the firearm involved in misdemeanor cause number 671-652 for random UAs and for weekly reporting for 30 days.
And state's dismissing the gun case.
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that cause number?
It's gonna be 671-652.
All right. Defense, is that the agreement?
It is our agreement, Your Honor. I've reviewed it with my client and he accepts it.
All right. Are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Are you asking the court to follow?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Well, I just want to make sure that you're aware of everything that's going on.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So you want to explain to me why you haven't done your community service hours, because you've had since 2020 to do those.
Well, my daughter had just been born and I was busy taking care of her and helping my parents around the house and stuff, but that was just the only reason. But now I should have no reason to complete it.
All right. Can you raise your right hand for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Raul Guadalupe Cáceres.
Oh, you can lower your hand.
Oh.
Okay. So what's going on with the GED program?
I was taking the test and all that, and I guess it just got real frustrated for me, and every time I would try taking it, I would fail and fail and fail. So I just gave up. But my mom said for me not to give up and just keep on trying.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. There's a saying, and I'm sure your attorney has heard of it and the state has heard of it. Nothing hurts a failure but a try.
And,
So if you don't try, you can't fail.
and then last time you wanted me to learn how to write cursive, and I still haven't learned.
But here's the thing. What is that on your hand? You have a tattoo on your hand. Isn't that in cursive? Let me
Yeah,
see that.
But I didn't do it.
Okay. Well, I just honestly, I think I understand the reason why people can't write cursive is because they're no longer teaching cursive writing in school, which is, I don't understand why they're not doing that. They're not teaching language arts. They're not teaching civics. It makes no sense to me. Next thing they're going to say, we're not teaching math. And I'm just, why are you not teaching math?
That's important, man.
Yes. Or unless we, what we used to call it when I was growing up, arithmetic. So I don't know why. Have you heard that word before?
I have.
Yeah.
Reading, writing, and
Yes. So let me ask you this. What are you doing with your life as far as work, your ability to move up in this world?
I got a job interview this Friday, so I'm gonna be working downtown for, I don't know if you heard of Central. It's like the people who wear the yellow shirts.
Oh, yes.
So I'm gonna start from there and just, God willing, it gets better for me,
his father's a trucker, Your Honor, so he's encouraging, by the way, to get a CDL eventually and begin into that career as well.
All right. Well, when you have an interview, my mom would always tell me, if they ever invite you in to do an interview for a job, you have the job.
And
You know what question they always ask you? What is your greatest weakness? So you need to come up with an answer for your greatest weakness, that really comes off as a strength.
And I'm scared because I never had a job interview before, so like, I don't know what, like,
Oh, that's what they're gonna ask you. They're gonna ask you, what hours can you work? And for that question, you know what your answer is?
80 hours.
Yes.
Okay.
And then they're gonna ask you, when can you start? And you know what your answer is?
Today.
Now. Yes. And then when they ask you what your greatest weakness is, you know what you could say? I'm constantly seeking perfection.
Yes, ma'am.
See how that's not necessarily a weakness? Those are the questions they're going to ask you. When can you start? What hours can you work? And how do you feel about people? And you need to tell them you're a people person, because that job, you have to greet the public.
Yes, ma'am.
So you need to go in there with confidence. You need to smile, because they want your face to be inviting, because you're going to be meeting people who are coming from different states, maybe different cities.
Yes, ma'am.
Understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I wish you luck on your job.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
trying to see if I know a program that they actually do practice interviews with you. After I finish with this, you can stay in court and I'll see if I know someone who actually does that for free, so you can have a practice interview. When is your interview?
This Friday coming up.
All right. Well, I'm going to see if I can get somebody to come in today,
Okay.
and they'll do it for free to go over with you what to expect from an interview.
Oh, and I also had another question. Like, you wouldn't know any like programs for like GED or?
Yes. So we can
Let me
work
ask
on
this
that.
question. What grade did you get?
I only made it to like 9th grade.
So we got, how about reading? You can read, I know.
I could read, but I can't really write. Like, I don't know where the period goes and stuff like that.
Okay. All right. So we can work with that. But the main reason why I ask for people to get their GED is because you need to decide where you're going to go in life.
Yes,
If you
ma'am.
don't go to some type of trade school or get your CDL or something like that, you're going to end up perhaps working in jobs where there's no movement for you. One, to increase your pay to support a family, and you're going to find yourself having to work 2-3 jobs just to keep your head above the water. And then you're still going to be living from paycheck to paycheck. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So you're going to have to do better on this. And the key to successful completion of probation in this court is communication with your probation officer. So all this thing that you're telling me about the new baby and extra things that are going on in your life, and that you've tried to pass the GED, but so far you haven't passed it. I say so far because I have faith that you will pass it. Those are things you need to let probation officers know, because when you don't do what's being asked of you on probation, people assume that you're blowing it off. It's sort of like when you owe somebody money, like if somebody loans you money and you see them shopping and they never pick up the phone. And then you're like, wait a minute, they just went on a trip and I still don't have my money. You think they're ducking and dodging you. So you need to tell people, okay? All right, this is what the court is going to do. I'm finding 22 and 29 true. What I'm going to do, I'm going to start off with the 1-year extension. I'm just going to see where you are at that time. If you're not where I think you should be, then you're probably going to get it extended. You understand? We're going to forfeit the firearm, take into consideration 671652. There's to be, let me ask you this. If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Negative.
All right. So we're just going to do regular UAs. And we are going to probation. Are you allowed to, do y'all still do reporting by Zoom? All right. Are you able to Zoom?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So we're going to do weekly Zoom reporting for 60 days. All right. And I want you to let me know about that job, whether you got it or not.
Thank you, Ms. Boyd.
You're welcome. And here's the thing. If you don't get that job, which I'm not saying you're not, you should.
Yes, ma'am.
Just think that there's something better out there for you. Don't take it as, I didn't get the job, I'm depressed.
Don't give up.
There you go. All right. And
Your Honor, may I?
yes,
The year extension will only take him to January of 2023, just so that you're aware.
all right. Well, let's do it for a year and 1 month. We'll see where he is.
Okay.
And you know what? Set it on February 14th.
Happy Valentine's.
So we'll do a year and 1 month.
Mhm.
Now, here's the thing. If you're not making improvements, then you're going to get extended. You understand?
Yes, Ms. Boyd.
Okay. All right. And work on your cursive writing. Here's the thing.
And that last time, that was one of my probation conditions you gave me.
Yes.
To do, to make sure I learned how to.
And if you do that, then your community service hours will be waived. And let me just tell you, there is no shame in learning new things. If you go to one of these stores, they actually have books on cursive writing. And it doesn't matter if it's the first grade book for cursive writing, because you're trying to improve yourself. And you want to be able to teach your child how to write cursive, because they're not going to have it in school for her either. And so you already know. Trust me, cursive writing is really easy.
Like, I can only do my first and last name, but other than that.
Okay.
That's important.
Oh, it is. All right, so I'm going to file the motion to destroy the weapon, and state if you can give me the dismissal on the other case.
He would be excused.
Well, he's going to wait in court. I'm going to see if I can get someone to come and help him with his interview. And he needs to go over conditions with probation.
Thank you, Ms. Boyd.
All right, you're welcome. And thanks for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you, Ms. Boyd.
Okay.
By the way, Judge.
I
Yeah.
need to see that.
Yeah.
Yes, just have a seat.
Considering today, making a living, the new fixed year mortgage just went to 6.
Oh, wow.
30-year.
Hey. All right, who is Justin Christie?
Judge. I appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
Your Honor.
All right, where's Justin Christie?
He's not in the courtroom, Judge. I don't, he didn't appear this morning. I do not know where he is. I've tried to locate him. He's had some
All right.
probable homelessness issues and things like that throughout the case. I tried to track him down every way I could.
All right, the court is going to call 2022 CR 7821, State of Texas versus Justin Christie. Can I have parties announce
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
Sorry.
for the defense?
Matthew Finch, Your Honor, on behalf of Mr. Christie.
All right, this hearing was called at 9 a.m. It is now 11:21 a.m. Deputy Laura, is there a Justin Christie outside the courtroom?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
I have not had recent contact, Your Honor. It's been a couple of months. I attempted to track him down with the contact information I had and was unsuccessful. And he has not appeared yet this morning.
All right. State?
Your Honor, state moves for a bond forfeiture in this case.
All right, that will be granted. Your client will be remanded without bond. If your client does make an appearance, the court will reconsider.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you're welcome.
May I be excused?
Yes,
Thank you, Judge. Have a good afternoon.
you too. Okay, but let me ask you this. Is it a private school or public?
Private school, yeah.
See,
Yeah.
the public school, they did away with it. We used it when I was in school. They actually had handwriting class.
Mm.
And Brennan, you can't tell math from my writing, but I used to get A's in penmanship.
Yeah, I don't know. I write worse than a doctor. So.
All
Thank you, Judge. Have a good afternoon.
right, you too.
If you haven't thought about Virginia recently with the Queen dying and everything else, I know y'all travel.
Oh, I did. You know what? I said something to her niece and I was like, she's not having to.
I can see the smile on her face now. And she's in line to visit with her.
Yeah.
Have a good afternoon.
All right, you too. All right, Nathan, do you need to speak with your client?
I do, Judge. If I could talk to the state real quickly before I go back and talk to Mr. Flores again. I think we have this worked out. I just want to make sure the state is okay with the probation's recommendation.
All right, Daniel, are you on Domingo Flores? It's a motion to revoke. All right, who is this family violence?
It's a CTD, I believe, Judge. It's a ABI public servant.
All right, so and you say you want to go along with probation's recommendation?
I think it's appropriate. I don't know. I do need to talk to Mr. Flores again to see if he's on board with their recommendation. I think it's
All right.
appropriate,
So
but
let's
as long
do
as
this. I'm going to send you to a breakout room with Mr. Flores. And the
Okay.
state, he's saying that they want to go along with probation's recommendation. So if you could talk to probation state and see what their recommendation is.
Okay. Nathan, have we talked to you yet?
no, not yet.
Okay, I'll look at that, and then Nathan, in a second, maybe I'll call you on your cell.
Great. Thanks, Ryan.
All right, so we just need Mr. Flores.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
We go to two?
Yes. So if you go back to the breakout room. Can you mute us?
Judge, I think you're on mute.
Okay, are you trying to speak to your client?
I was trying to speak to my client. I don't know if he still has his iPad. I was just going to explain to him.
Yes, he's in breakout room number 2.
Okay.
They're gonna give it to him. Okay, just give us a moment. If you'll wait there, they'll set it up for you.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
In that agreement, can I get the last page so I can go back and copy it? Thank you. Yeah. Tell her I told you. Yes. That is great.
Mr. Slimane, are you ready?
Ready to proceed, Your Honor.
All right, can you have Mr. Slimane's client come down? Can I see the file on for us?
Yes.
All right. All right, the court is calling 2020 CR 4779, State of Texas versus Domingo Flores. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Brian Grimmer for the state of Texas.
for the defense?
Nathan Slemane.
And are you Mr. Flores? All right, Mr. Flores, your attorney is by Zoom because there are medical issues. Do you have any objection with your attorney appearing by Zoom? State, do you have any objections?
State has no objection, Judge.
All right, Mr. Swain, obviously you have no objections to appearing by Zoom.
No, Judge. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Flores, I'm going to show you what's entitled motion to revoke community supervision and First Amendment motion to revoke community supervision. Did you review those documents with your attorney and did you understand them? Okay, I'm going to need to make sure you speak up, okay? All right, are you the same Domingo Flores who was placed on community supervision in 2020 CR 4779 for the offense of assault of a public servant on May 5th, 2021 for a term of 6 years? Is that you? Are you that person?
Oh. Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Right. That's okay. State.
Yes, Judge. Violated condition number 1 on or about the 6th day of August 2022 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Domingo Flores, committed the offense of failure to identify fugitive with intent to give false information in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
We
State.
waive the remaining conditions, Your Honor.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No, Judge.
Mr. Flores, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 7 years in the prison? Did you understand?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there an agreement?
We do have an agreement, Judge. We may need the court's assistance a little bit getting through it, Judge. This also is the recommendation of probation. In consideration for Mr. Flores's plea on this thing, we're going to TIC cause number 690493. We would ask you to deny the MTR, but to alter and amend, the first choice we would have is to send him to state ISF dual track. However, there's a possibility if he doesn't qualify for that based on the nature of the offense, we would ask in the alternative for him to be amended for DDRF.
All right. Defense, is that the agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
All right. And are you in agreement with that, Mr. Flores? All right, so let's address the first issue. I think that the first thing that should be done is DDRF, because if that's where he needs to be, then that should be first.
And Judge, that was our first choice. The only thing that, that was brought up at this point was, I believe the wait time for DDRF has just increased to 30 to 42 months after medical clearance. Which I talked to Nathan, it kind of puts us in a difficult situation because I think some of these individuals need that help. But the wait time makes it where it almost incentivizes them not to get treatment because it's nearly a year before you even make it to the treatment center.
All right.
So current wait time for DDRF is 32 to 40 weeks. And that's after.
All right, because I was like months.
And that's after approximate 6 weeks medical clearance.
All right, so what about mental health court?
I mean, it's a possibility, Judge. He may need some type of inpatient facility based. There's a lot of violations on here, and obviously probation can speak more to it. I guess our only concern with mental health court is, I guess maybe they'll send the same things, but I think he may be at the point where some type of inpatient facility is probably needed.
And Judge, just very briefly, I think the consensus is DDRF is the right choice. If there's something that could be done, maybe that would allow him to get some treatment out on an outpatient level, maybe with conditions pending availability. I know that would probably push the wait time out even further, but I'm just kind of at a loss here. The correct choice is clear. It's DDRF. And Mr. Flores is on board with that. We just need to figure out something that he's not just languishing in jail for, half a year waiting to begin treatment.
All right, this is what we're gonna do. I'll deny the motion, alternate main conditions, taking consideration 69043. I'm gonna want a referral to mental health court. That's number one. Number two, is he already on? I don't think he's on MIC. Or is he on MIC?
I don't think he is, Judge, but I would have to ask
requested a MIC
probation.
Evaluations. Previously.
He was just on the mental health unit, the unit that, you know, probation has for mental health caseload.
Okay, so we didn't do a MIC?
I don't believe so. Let me double check on it.
All right, because if we didn't do a MIC, what I'm gonna do is he's gonna be interviewed for mental health court. That's gonna be done while he's in custody. We're gonna do the MIC evaluation, and that will be while he's in custody. Then, if none of those, if he's not able to be in any of those programs, then I'm gonna want this brought back to the court, and then I'll come up with a new plan.
Very good, Judge.
All right. And Norma? All right, so, and we're gonna do a 30-day reset, and it's gonna be a phantom set. It's just so I can keep up track, Mr. Sylvain, where he is.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, based on the screening that happened June 1st of 2021, it looks like he actually was, he didn't meet the criteria for DDRF, but MIC only was recommended.
Okay, so he's supposed to be on MIC, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna have him evaluated for the mental health court. That's gonna happen while he's in custody. We're gonna redo the MIC evaluation. And we're gonna do DDRF. All of this is gonna take place while he's in custody. But we're gonna come back on October 20th just to see where he is. And so, Mr. Sylvain, you're gonna have to put that on your calendar because that's gonna be a phantom setting. Because if we put it in the system, it's gonna show that he has a case pending and they're gonna drop him lower on the list.
Understood.
All right. Do you have any questions, Mr. Flores?
No.
Okay, you're gonna have to do better. All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Sylvain. Hope
Thank you,
everything
Your Honor.
goes well.
Thank you. Thank you for accommodating me. I appreciate it. Glad we got this done.
All right, you're welcome.
Okay, everyone
Court
take
is
care.
calling, thank you, you too. Court is calling 2022 CR 5859, State of Texas versus Thomas Henson. Can I have parties approach and announce for the record for the state,
Captain Pollard for the state.
for the defense? And are you Mr. Henson? Defense, I'm showing you what's entitled discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review that with your client?
We have, Your Honor, and I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Henson, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Henson, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon? That's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent? Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case? Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine? Did you understand? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Judge.
Mr. Henson, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? Are you a U.S. citizen? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, there's to be a $500 fine. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. State recommends deferred adjudication. They will take in consideration the following county court cause numbers: 6644661, 6644662, 71781. And there's an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition? Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent? Did you understand that to be the entirety of the agreement? Defense, is that the agreement?
It is, Judge.
State, is that the agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years. There be 240 hours of community service restitution, TAP evaluation, no harmful or injurious contact with Avilio Walters Torres, that's AVILIO, no firearm possession, hostility, and aggression control course. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the offenses charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State, any evidence?
Yes, Judge. State would offer what's been marked as State's Exhibit Number 1. No objection.
Mr. Henson, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, at this time, Your Honor.
All right, how old are you?
18.
18? So why are you beating up your stepfather? And mind you, before you speak, I've already read the police report.
I was,
You need to speak up. I can't hear you.
I was just not in my right. I was kind of following like a red.
I can't hear you. Open your mouth and speak so I can hear you.
I have kind of like an issue and I went about it the wrong way.
No, because I read the police report. What your issue is that you went to your mom's house where she lives with your stepfather. You asked your mom if she could stay, and you came over there early morning hours. Then you asked your mom for money, and it appears she did not want to give you money. So then you called her the B word, and then your stepfather said, don't speak to her that way. And then you proceeded to beat him up. So what was the issue? No, what was the issue? Because people, when you ask people for money, they can either say yes or no. So your mother said no. You called her the B word. Why are you calling your mom that word?
I shouldn't have done it.
No, I know you shouldn't have done it, but my question for you is, why did you?
I lost my temper.
Temper what? Because she wouldn't give you money that was her money? Is that what you lost your temper over? The fact that she said, no, I'm not giving you any money? Do you have a job? So if you want money, and this is what I don't understand about some young people, if you want money, then guess what? You get a job and you earn it. Your mom, your father, your stepfather, your brother, your cousin do not have to give you money. You're of age. Are you in school? So basically you're doing nothing with your life because you're not in school. Do you have a job? So you're not in school, you don't have a job, you're doing nothing with your life, and you expect your mother to support you. And you want money, and when she tells you no, you call her a B. Where are you living? And how are you treating your grandfather? And does your grandfather even want you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, he has a job interview this week. His grandfather is present in the courtroom today. He is very involved in this case, and he does support my client, and he does want him in that house, and he has done everything he can to ensure that his grandson is taken care of at this point in time.
Do you have children? If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? What are you doing with your life other than not working, not in school, calling your mom the B word, and beating up your stepfather? Other than that, what are you doing with your life?
I have ambitions to change my life for the better, Your Honor. I do want to work at a college. That's where my interview is going to be at. And I want to get my GED so that way I could further go to a trade school and become a mechanic.
How far did you go in school?
I made it to 9th grade.
Why did you drop out?
I fell into the wrong crowd. And
Nope. Let me just tell you something about the wrong crowd. If I had some other person standing up before me and they said they fell into the wrong crowd, and I asked them, well, who's the wrong crowd? You know what they're going to say? You are. So I don't want to hear this nonsense about I fell into the wrong crowd, because if you are with the wrong crowd, then you are in that subset of wrong crowd, and you're a part of the wrong crowd, and you are the wrong person. You understand? Let me see his grandfather. Hello, are you his grandfather?
Step grandfather, yes.
Stepfather. Could you raise your hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand. Could you state your name for the record?
Michael Andrew Mirchuk,
Okay, I'm sorry, spell your last name.
Mierchuk.
All right, so you're the step grandfather. Is your son the stepfather of him?
No.
Okay.
My wife is his that's his her.
Ah, so your wife is his biological grandmother. Okay. So here's the thing. Does he have rules at your home?
Yes, he does.
All right, and what are those rules?
Right now, especially with the monitor on, he can't do anything. We monitor, we basically told him that once the monitor comes off, the rules are going to be no drugs, no nothing. He's going to get a job, going to get his, we're going to get him into the GED program, figure that out some way. And hopefully from there, we're going to make sure he gets better.
All right, and what is his curfew at your house?
He hasn't really had to have one right now, but we're going to stipulate one 10 o'clock at night.
Okay. All right, is there anything else that he needs to do at your house? Do you need him to help clean up? Is that part of his?
Chores are going to be He's already doing chores and his grandmother's already set the rules for what she wants him to do as far as cleanup, laundry, things like that for right now, until he gets his supposedly Friday tomorrow. He's got the job interview and hopefully he'll get the job and we'll work from there after that.
All right, so you're aware that he did beat up his stepfather.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so is there any fear with him being in the house?
No, ma'am.
All right, do you all know who to call if there's an issue?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and I'm assuming, I guess the GPS, you all have been paying for that? Oh, it's waived? Okay.
Yes, Judge, it's kind of an interesting situation when they impose that GPS monitor. He lives within, several hundred yards of the complaining witness in this case. It's just a family dispute. He was not permitted to move in with his grandfather until yesterday, actually, is when we were able to do a carve out from the protective order. So my client had been residing at a short stay hotel, and his grandfather was going over to visit him and take what he needed because he was on house arrest.
Okay, well, he's gonna remain on GPS, and I'm gonna give him a 10 PM curfew. So you can go out, do your job, interview for jobs, he can do chores, but he needs to be back at his grandfather's house at 10 PM, no later than that. If you are 1 minute late without informing probation, what's going to end up happening is the motion to revoke is going to be filed against you, and you're going to come over to court dressed in orange if you can't make bond, and we'll hear the reason why you're late. Do you understand? All right, thank you so much for taking him in.
Your Honor, if there's no violations, let's say within 90 days, would the court entertain a removal of the GPS?
I'm always willing to entertain whatever motions people bring before me.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much.
And for clarification, this is tracking only, but he is going to have.
He has a curfew of 10 PM. All right, this is what the court is going to do. It's going to be 4 years deferred adjudication, $500 fine that will be probated. Take in consideration county court cause number 664461, 664462, 671781. There's an affirmative finding of a deadly weapon and family violence. There's 240 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. The court is not requiring you to get the COVID vaccination, but you have it, including the booster. The court will consider, will allow you to waive 40 of those hours. The remaining hours will be waived if you provide proof of your GED. You must pass that. Do you understand? There's going to be proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be, of course, no firearm possession. We're going to do the hostility and aggression control course. There's a 10 PM curfew. So probation outside of work, if he's not at work, he needs to be back in at 10 PM.
Yes, Your
He's
Honor.
allowed to be outside the house from 7 AM to 10 PM only. Now, if, like I say, if he has employment and his work schedule is later than that, but he's saying he's working at a car wash, and I know the car wash is closed probably at like 6 PM. There's to be field visits 2 times per month. And let probation know to check on the grandparents to make sure that everybody is enjoying Mr. Henson's stay. And he's to reside with his grandparents. There's to be no contact with Avilio Torres. If you want that changed, Mr. Torres is going to have to come in.
Your Honor, he's already signed an affidavit on prosecution. We've already discussed it on the civil side for their protective order. And we did have the bond already changed to no harmful or offensive contact, but if you.
I'm not doing no harmful or injurious contact because I know what ends up happening. He's married to his mom. He's trying to make the mom happy, but the person before me beat up And I don't know if it's a senior citizen or not, but he beat up someone who's in a parental role, and that's a big no-no. So if that's going to be lifted, then Mr. Avilio Torres needs to come in here. I'm going to look him in the eye and see and determine whether or not he's doing this just because that's his wife's son. But I have a big concern with a child who's 18, one, calling his mom the B word, and two, beating up the stepfather because he tells him, dares to tell him, do not speak to your mother that way. That's a problem. He's all nice and polite to me right now, but I don't know what's happening in that household. So there's to be no contact with Avilio Torres, and you can tell the family that Judge Boyd said that he is not to have any contact with him. And it's not Avilio's fault. I know, and for the record, I'm going to say that Avilio filed a non-prosecution and that I know that it's been lifted on the other side, but I'm not lifting it here. So you don't have any contact with him. You understand? And if I decide to lift it at some point in time, you had better have your letter of apology and sincerity in that letter for him and for your mom. You only get one mom, you understand? So there's to be no contact with Avilio Torres. There's to be regular UAs. And there's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from me in order to be successful? All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? And because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Good luck to you. Here's the thing. You better start treating your moms right. Moms don't last forever. They're not going to be on the planet forever. Don't be that person who's in an imitation of life, running behind a coffin after you had treated your mom so badly, because people are not going to be sympathetic towards you. You understand? All right, good luck to you. Probation is going to go over your condition. Oh, yes, I'm so sorry. Bye-bye. All right, so on Abby Marino, come back at 1:30, please. And we'll take that matter up.
Will do, Your Honor.
Judge, may I approach on ex parte minute?
Yes.
This is a motion to advance the, not fees, I'm sorry, travel expenses for our expert in Jessica Brianna's case.